So I was looking through all my items that had retired because every couple days I pull up the list of what's gone out of the store and I take them off my shelf and out of my box so that I don't create with them, because if they're gone, I don't want to create with them if I can help myself, because I know how frustrating it is for you to see something and then you can't get it. So I try to only use stuff that you can get. So this is one of the things that I believe is still in stock, at least it was earlier. The full basket dies. Now the coordinating stamp set for this is sold out, I believe, but the dies are still available. And I pulled them out to use them today, and they were sitting here on my desk along with this monkey set because I really wanted to start playing with that because it's so cute. And all of a sudden the thought of Barrel of Monkeys came to mind. And I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so cute to have a barrel full of monkeys, basket full of monkeys on a card? So that's what I did. That's what I'm going to make for you right now, is a super cute basket full of monkeys card. All right, so my pieces and parts, I did cut my 2 basket pieces out of real red cardstock, and we're going to, of course, put those together. I have a layer of white. I think this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Yes. And it's going to layer onto some early espresso. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Balmy blue, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And then the inside for that is the 4 by 5 1/4 white. And so we are going to start out by doing a little bit of blending with our blending brushes. So I'm going to bring in a scratch piece of paper. And I want to start with some sky. I'm going to make some sky here. But I think what I want to do first is I want to, what do I want to do? I want to stamp something first. This is a little tree branch that is in the stamp set. And so I want to stamp this first. Right here, kind of at the top of the card here. About like so, I guess. All right. And then I'm going to color that in. I'm going to use some crumb cake. I'm going to use my dark crumb cake for that. I'm going to do the branch in the dark. And then I've got leaves also that I'll be doing in Old Olive. So let's just do this. Try to stay in the lines. Sometimes I just can't stay in the lines, and I don't know what the deal is when I can't, but sometimes I just can't. So we're going to hope that we can stay in the lines today. There we go. It's always a little bit harder when I'm doing this live, because normally when I'm stamping here, I can have my head directly over the top of what I'm coloring. But when I'm live, my camera is in that position. So my head cannot be directly over what I'm coloring. So sometimes it's hard for me to see, I guess. So I've got a light Old Olive marker here that I'm going to color these little leaves in with. And I thought this was kind of interesting that the leaves, they're not like completely connected to the branch, which I thought was an interesting style of art. And I actually am not mad about it, because we are going to be adding some leaves a little bit to the card, not right this minute, because I want to put my monkeys down first before I place them anywhere. But it's actually really helpful that they're not connected. So here is a one that I already got a monkey out of. So I am going to stamp a monkey, another monkey, on this layer of crumb cake. And I'm going to stamp that in, what color am I stamping it in? I'm stamping it in early espresso. I couldn't remember. Stamped my monkey in early espresso ink on crumb cake cardstock. Then I took a light crumb cake marker and I colored in his face just to kind of give it some dimension. And I have done that numerous times. So I have a bunch of monkeys here that are all the same. Okay. I did try some dabbling. I did try to like color the monkey's face dark with the dark crumb cake marker, but I just felt like that was just too much. I felt like it was just too dark, and I did not like that at all. So I just went for the light, and I feel like that's enough of a difference. All right. Then I also am going to take some scraps of white, and we're going to stamp his little banana. There are these little bananas are just so cute. There's like a regular banana that's not peeled, and then there's a peeled banana. The unpeeled banana has a punch. You can punch that out. So we are going to stamp some unpeeled bananas. I've already done this and colored them, but here's kind of the way I did it was I just kind of used a strip. I've used a strip of cardstock, and you could just keep going and stamp more bananas if you want. And then I'm going to bring in the lemon lolly. This is one of the new colors, super exciting. And I'm using the dark lemon lolly here for the banana. And I'm just going to color it in. And then we shall punch them out. And then, of course, like I said, I've got a whole bunch. I've got a whole bunch already punched out. So if you use a strip of cardstock, you can sort of see how that will work out pretty well. You can just slide that along and then just keep punching out bananas after bananas after bananas. All right, so I have a bunch of bananas here. Oops, I just bent that banana. All right, I probably don't need that many bananas. Oh, here's another banana. I probably don't need that many bananas, but just in case we need more bananas, we're set. We've got a lot of bananas. Okay, so now that I've got all my monkeys and all my bananas, I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending here with a blending brush. And I'm going to use some Balmy Blue ink. You know, I'm actually going to put this on top of a foam mat, just because this stuff that I have here has a little bit of texture to it. And sometimes if I stamp or color directly on this, it can like leave marks like from the texture. So I'm going to avoid that. And I'm going to bring in, so I've got my ink. So I'm going to get some ink on my brush. And then I like to take a block and just kind of smash it and smear it around a little bit, just to get some of that excess ink off so that I get a nice even coverage. And then I'm just going to bring it over here and I'm going to just blend around the top there. Let's see if we can pick up the rest of that ink. And we're just going to add some sky here. All right, get some of that ink off, get it onto the brush so that it's nice. And then we'll just go ahead and add some sky here. And then we can come back and kind of pick up what we've left on the block. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So we're done with the Balmy Blue. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a brush with green, and I typically like to use Pear Pizzazz for my grass. I'm very sad that Pear Pizzazz is going away, or maybe it's already gone. So I'm going to try to use Old Olive. Ugh. So here's some Old Olive. The problem with Old Olive is it's darker. It's a lot darker than Pear Pizzazz. So I'm going to use the bottom of this block now to get some of the ink off and to kind of get it. It's darker. So I'm going to use try to use a really light touch, because I don't want, it to be super dark. I just want a little bit of ground here for my basket to sit on. Okay. So I guess Old Olive will work. It's just not as good as Pear Pizzazz, but it will work. You just have to have a lighter touch. So I'm really not pressing on my brush at all. I'm just very lightly going over. Like up here, I was pressing a little harder because the blue is kind of light. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Okay, so we're going to put this block behind us so I don't end up touching it. And then we're going to put the basket together. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some glue here. So if you guys have the basket set, you can make a basket full of monkeys card. If you don't, you could probably just cut a piece of cardstock to resemble a basket. All right. So this two-piece basket's kind of nice. Give a little detail, and I got a little heavy-handed with the glue there. Trying to pick that up with my finger. Okay. So then the basket's going to kind of sit at the bottom, but I'm going to end up cutting some of it off because I want a lot of monkeys. So this was my thought process here. The basket about like this, and we're just going to have some monkeys, and they're just going to be kind of hanging out in the basket, like they're falling out of the tree into the basket. And then this guy would kind of be in the tree. So that was my thought process there, would be that the monkeys would all come tumbling out of the tree and land into the basket. So let's go ahead, and that one, I'm going to try this one instead. Yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to glue this guy to the basket. Let's try that first. So we'll glue him to the basket. All right, this one that's kind of halfway in the basket, I think I'll do the same thing with him. So I'll just kind of half glue him into the basket. So he's falling in like that. And then I think what I might do is then I might add the basket with some dimensionals, maybe. And I might have to do something different. Oh, whoops, I'm going to cut some of that basket off. So we are going to put the dimensionals up a little higher. Okay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You're loving this. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, isn't it? I know. And these monkeys are just adorable. Okay, is that going to work? Yep, that's going to work. All right, so now we can just continue adding monkeys as we desire to add the monkeys. And then this one. He's going to kind of be halfway crooked. And then this guy is going to be like he just fell out of the tree into the basket. Because everyone wants to get into the basket. That's what we're going for here. They want to be in the basket because there's bananas. So now we're going to add some bananas to our little monkey's hands. And so he's going to hold that banana. And we're going to have a banana tucked in here. It just kind of fell on his head. And he's going to hold a banana down here. And this little guy is going to have a banana. I think we can, oh, we might have to cut this banana. Get some scissors here. Because it looks like, there, another banana. All right, so we've got bananas going on. So now I wanted to add a few leaves. So I'm going to clean the stamp off. And then it's so easy to mask this set of leaves because, like I said, they're not all the way to the end of the branch. So you can just come in here with a little piece of tape and do that. So you can kind of see, maybe you can see that I just put that right at the edge of the leaves. And then I can tap that in, of course, remove the tape. And I want to add some leaves in some different places here. So I thought maybe we could add some leaves here. And then you can use the same piece of tape. Just keep taking it off. And we'll add, I need a scratch paper because I want to maybe have some of the leaves go off just a tiny bit. That's good. And then we'll put our tape back on. That, maybe have some leaves here. And before I do anything else, I want to stamp my sentiment because I wanted to put it right up here where I got a partial banana going on. And there's a little open spot here. So we're going to stamp our sentiment that says, I'm bananas about you. like that. I think that's good. And then I also did take earlier, I did cut the same leaves, but I cut them out because I kind of thought I might want some leaves and a banana on the basket. I just thought that might be kind of fun. So we'll do that too. So let me get rid of this tape. Where's my trash can? There. Now let me come in here and color all these leaves really quickly with the light Old Olive blend. And then we should be just about done with the outside. The inside's not too difficult. We're not doing a ton on the inside. We'll just add a little bit of interest in there. And we'll get this one. There we go. All right, so I need to now cut off the basket. So I'm just going to try to cut straight across. Get rid of the excess of the basket there. And then I do want to add this little set of leaves that I cut. And then a banana. We've got to have a bunch of bananas because bananas are just the cutest little things. There we go. And I don't know, I might even have, oh, there's another banana. What should I do with it? Should I stick it up here? Or I could stick it on the inside. Let's stick this banana on the inside. Maybe with a monkey. So I think I have another monkey around here somewhere too. Well, if I don't, we'll certainly find one. Okay, so we're going to glue this layer to the layer of early espresso. Oh my gosh, I am so glad you guys like this card. Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea how I was going to pull this off, making these monkeys fall in there. Okay. So let's add our dimensionals. And I have a couple of gems that I want to stick on the front. They're nothing too crazy. I mean, it doesn't necessarily really need any gems, but I kind of thought that these elegant faceted gems, there are these kind of, not that they're boring, but they're just slightly blingy. They're just a little bit of bling. And I just kind of thought, just to add a little bit of fun to the card, that I would just add these right where I had the leaves. Why did I want to do that? I don't know. I just do. And as you can probably see on my package, they're on sale. There. So like I said, not that there's a ton. Oh, let's just do one more because we got that right there. Okay. So then the inside, like I said, I wasn't going to do anything too crazy on the inside. Let me move that out of the way so I don't make a mess. But we'll glue this monkey to the inside. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try this monkey. This monkey, I think what happened on this one is you can kind of tell the difference from these other monkeys. When I did his face, I kind of went over his mouth and his nose. It kind of smeared me. So when I did these other monkeys, that I did for you guys earlier, or the one that I did earlier, I purposely tried to avoid actually going over the mouth. So you can see what I'm doing here, hopefully. I'm just kind of going around the stamped edge, and I'm just kind of going around the mouth, into the mouth, and around the nose. So I'm not actually coloring over the ink because I found that did make it bleed. And so it just kind of looks really dull that way. So if you're just careful and just kind of go very gently around it, you won't have this. So here's the difference. Oh, that one had glue on it. That was brilliant, Barb. So I think you guys can see how kind of blurry this one is, and this one is not as blurry. And this one's dried. Obviously, this will dry a little bit lighter, but you can totally tell. So we'll use this one. And we'll just sort of stand, he can just stand right here in the inside of the card, and he can hold on to his banana. Because, you know, I think monkeys like bananas, don't they? He's done. Okay, there it is. If I get too close and you can't see the whole thing, but there is the front of our fun little basket full of monkeys card, and then nothing super exciting on the inside, but there you go.